Hello, my name is Sean Stennett. I've lived in Colorado Springs all of my life and watched it grow. I've worked in marketing for much of that time. Let's cultivate a marketing community and tell their stories. This is Marketing Colorado Springs podcast. Introducing Madeleine Costa of Succeeding Small. Everyone, welcome back to Marketing Colorado Springs podcast. Today we have Madeleine Costa with us, hanging out. Madeleine, would you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about what you do and what your business is, what it's named, and all that kind of fun stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Well, my name is Madeleine Costa, and I am the owner of Succeeding Small, which is a digital marketing agency based here in Colorado Springs. And I started it in order to be able to serve people like my family, to serve the small business owners of the world. I come from a long line of entrepreneurs.
Oh,
And
cool.
so being able to do what I do is being able to serve other people and being able to put food on the dinner table for their family or
Yeah.
buy Christmas presents under the tree or be able to
Yeah.
help them hire another person and employ somebody else or be able to just achieve their dreams. So that is the spirit of why I do what I do. And I really, really enjoy it. So we specialize in SEO, web design, and Google Ads for service-based small businesses.
Nice, nice. The idea of your business and what you said there, um, just getting people to succeed in what they're great at. And I'm kind of in the same realm. I talk to people and they're like, hey, I've been an accountant my whole life and I want to branch out and start my own accounting business. Or hey, I've been a chef my whole life. I'm gonna start this sub shop or this food truck or this or that or the other. And so it's fun just to be the marketing cheerleader and to help people pursue their dreams. So tell me, Madeline, how did you get into this mess of stuff? I know that you mentioned that you are in a long line of entrepreneurship. How did you become an entrepreneur yourself?
Yeah. Well, I've always wanted that for myself from a very young age. I was the
Mm,
lemonade stand kid
yep.
and was
That's
making
a common
little,
theme around here.
right? I made little beaded jewelry that I sold at my brother's soccer games, like just always interested in that aspect of
Mhm.
what is
I
it
bought
like
this
to,
at a lemonade stand. I'm
right?
just
You are just living the spirit of entrepreneurship, aren't you?
Hey.
I love
Sorry,
it.
didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. That's so funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I love that aspect of like you can, if you have a vision,
Yeah.
you have it within yourself to go and make that happen. And I think that is just the coolest thing in the world about entrepreneurship. So I
Okay.
started my first business when I was 16. I started a clothing boutique. So I figured out how to work with wholesalers. I built my little e-commerce website
Oh,
and set up
really?
every weekend at trade shows and craft fairs selling women's clothes. And that's just
No
what
way.
I love to do in my free time.
Well, you were dressed fabulously. I could see it.
I know I still am a sucker for fashion.
You go, girl.
Yes.
So
So that was
fun.
my first chance owning a business, but also being able to dive into marketing and being able to go explore social media and teach myself how to design sites and what does it mean to sell and how do I communicate with people. And so
Mm,
that was my first experience, but I wanted to go to college, not necessarily for a business degree, because I had a whole bunch of entrepreneurs that I got firsthand experience from. So I didn't want to go down that path. So instead, I chose to pursue writing. And I got my degree in something called rhetoric, which is the study of arguments and persuasion.
all right.
And
Well,
so
you
throughout that
persuaded me.
yeah. Yeah. So throughout that whole process of getting my degree, it was all about how do you understand the person that's in front of you? How do you understand your audience? Who are they? What do they need to hear? How do you craft this argument to be able to evoke action or emotion or whatever you want to do? So that's what that was about. And I ended up translating a lot of those skills to my business of, hey, I'm a business. How do I persuade my customer to buy from me or not my competition or whatever that may be? How do I get them to connect with me? How do I build trust with people? And so
Yeah.
I was using rhetoric in marketing and wanted to be able to bridge that gap. So I ended up minoring in marketing because of that.
Oh,
And got a digital marketing internship at an agency, and they are the ones who taught me SEO. And it just was a light bulb. It was writing for businesses, but it was so much more. It was all of these wonderful skills packed
Yeah.
into one little service. It was technical, it was design, it's PR and communication, it's
Uh-huh.
copywriting and data and analytics. And so it was everything. And that really suits my brain because
Nice.
I get bored easy. And so I love getting to have all of those different elements together, get to really practice everything to its full fruition. And it works, it gets results, and could actually be a tool that
Yeah.
I could use to grow businesses like my family's. So
Uh-huh.
I fell in love with that and started my agency shortly thereafter. So that was 8 years ago or so. So I've
Good.
had Succeeding Small ever since then.
Yeah. Yeah, and doesn't time fly by? It's crazy. Like, I started in 2009, however many years ago that was. We're coming up on 16 at Christmas time. So, man, yeah, time flies when you're having fun. Well, too cool. So we move forward. I want to talk a little bit about the early days of Succeeding Small. What were some of the first wins you had? What were some of the growing pains? What helped shape the agency's DNA into what it is today?
Yeah.
Um,
So I starting Succeeding Small
mhm.
was very the way that I chose to do it, I dove straight in. I didn't have any sort of premeditated plan. I didn't have a business strategy. I didn't have anything other than this gut curiosity of wondering if small businesses needed my skill set. And
Right.
so, in order to kind of test that theory, I decided to go to a networking event that was in my small little town of Falcon. That's where I grew up.
Oh,
And
okay. Beautiful.
so there was a little networking group in my area. And so I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see if this was a viable career path for me because I loved it and loved everything about it. So in one night, I bought my trade name. I built a one-page website. I made a logo on PowerPoint and printed out business cards on printer paper. Literally
Okay.
went
Nice.
to went to that networking event the next day just to go and see.
Yep.
And so after that meeting, five people came up to me and said that they needed my services. And so
Nice.
that was just so confirming to me that like this can be a thing and I can do it. And so I
Yeah.
literally quit my job and just dove headfirst into this company. And that being
Yeah.
said, I grew really, really fast
Yep.
with no plan. With no plan, with no infrastructure, with no nothing to be able to satisfy and prepare for that growth. So I had to build my business in the reverse, which was
Yep.
really, really challenging. So I got the clients, but then I had to go build the systems and like prove, like, create ways of how I do what I do and figure out
Mhm.
reporting and pick my tool set and be able to go and put all these little building blocks in place after I was already drowning in work. So that was a very interesting way to start a business. It's what I think
Yep.
fit me and what I needed to do and the kind of person that I am to be
Yeah.
able to go and do it and try and learn based on experience and be able to make it after that. You sink or swim type of
Yeah.
thing. So,
Totally. Hey, what you said there really resonates with me. You're just like, hey, all of a sudden I had these clients and I had to go. Um, we're in the business of problem solving, and right away you had a problem, and you're gonna solve it, and you succeeded small. The name's in the game, and you had some growing pains from then. So looking back in those days, like framing it towards your clients, um, what do you think a small business should focus on primarily? What's a good strategy for growth, like starting off? What would you recommend and why?
yeah. So, when people are just starting out, are you
Mhm.
talking like marketing strategies or business infrastructure? Like, what
Y-
are you thinking?
Yeah, yeah, like any or all of that, really. Like, what would you tell someone like, hey, step one, two, and three would be?
Ooh, I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think step one
Hmm.
is similar to what I did. And I know I have a biased perspective from my lived
Sure.
experience, but prove demand. prove that people want what you do, especially
Love
in
that.
the, like, if you're doing something a little bit more creative, a little bit untraditional, you have
Mm,
to make sure that people actually want what you do and what you offer.
yeah.
Because what happens a lot of times, and I see small businesses do this, is that they will go and invest in so much infrastructure. They will go buy all the tools and equipment, build all the assets, pay thousands of dollars for website and digital marketing strategies, and they haven't gotten a single customer. And
Mm,
so when they finally hit the ground running after they have spent, $20,000 and are already in debt and have all of this, time that they poured into this, it's really, really frustrating to then not have that person, not have those customers be able to want what they do. And so then they have to pour further into marketing and they have to keep rolling that ball forward. And they're just trying to fight against the grain of a business model that hasn't necessarily been proven yet. And so that's like always my step number one is go and prove demand. Go to the networking events and talk with your ideal customers. Go find Facebook groups or forums to do market research on. Go be able to talk to people in the industry. Go find your competitors, and maybe
yeah.
one of them will talk to you and be able to say, like, hey, don't do this. Or like, yeah, I've been actually really
Right.
successful and I would love to mentor you. Like, you never know what's
Yeah.
going to happen to be able to go do that, but go do a little bit of investigating to make sure that what you do is going to be profitable, joyful, be able to
Yeah.
bring you that joy in life, and you love what you do. So, like, try it out and
Yeah.
go see and make sure that it's right for you. Cause sometimes that's also something that happens, is they realize I actually don't like this. Um,
Yeah.
and then make sure that you have a viable business model to then go and invest in all the assets with, but not the other way around. So that's step one.
That is so good. I mean, like, what came to my mind is I recently put a planter box in my garden and am growing plants and vegetables, and that's something that's very self-fulfilling, and you watch them slowly grow. But man, I wouldn't be doing very well if I didn't have soil in the planter box. And what you're talking about, is cultivating a rich framework of soil, or building a foundation for a building. We can't do it without the cornerstone and the crux of building materials. So yeah, that is great. I love your method too. I love the idea of workshopping an idea at a small business event. And even if you're in a small community like Falcon, you said, um, you obviously can find these trade events going on somewhere. So yeah. Um, so with that foundation laid, what are some common misconceptions small business owners have about digital marketing, do you think?
Well, there's a bunch of them because I know
Yeah.
you know too.
Amen.
Yes, it's digital marketing is so arbitrary. It's this
Mm,
big word that nobody really knows what it means. There's so
right.
much that goes into it. And so it's just confusing to a lot of small businesses. And it has a lot of misconceptions about it because it changes so fast. And so
Yeah.
even if a small business owner does have a good concept of digital marketing, odds are it's already changed. There's different stuff that already is happening that is kind of going around what they originally thought. So
Yes.
marketing is hard, and it's really that's a part of my mission at Succeeding Small, and I know it is your guys's as well. But how do we educate and empower small businesses to understand marketing and be able to know what strategies to choose and how much time, money, and energy to invest in certain things? And where is my money going to be best spent? And is this
Mhm.
right for me? Or how do I actually do this?
Yeah.
Especially in the world of SEO, because it is, that's another thing that is very lock and key in the world. People don't want to reveal their SEO secrets, or they don't want to say how they do it. And it's filled with all these misconceptions. So,
Yeah.
some of the main ones are that digital marketing is going to be fast.
Mm. You
because
mean,
it's the internet. And
wait, you mean if I procure your services, I'm not going to be at top in Google tomorrow? Of
right? Or
course,
like
that's
I make
funny.
one social post and that's going to get me the leads that I need. And
Come
so,
on, man.
right?
Just
Yeah.
push
So
the
that's
button
probably
already. What the heck?
exactly.
Right, right. Of course not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest one is that it happens instantly and it just because it's nice and it's the internet and it sounds like it would make sense, but unfortunately that's just not the case. There are
It-
ways that you can circumvent that, of course, like paid ads are a good way where you can work
Mm,
around the algorithm, get that paid visibility, but even that takes time, especially to be able to fully work the paid search engine and be able to get Google ads to be able to be familiar with who you are and who to serve your ads to. Like it all just is dependent and takes that
yeah.
little bit of time. So I think that's probably the biggest misconception that people have, and really being able to commit the time and money and patience to be able to see it work, because when it does, it's really, really wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think too, like, maybe somebody could build an AdWords campaign because I'm sure Google will gladly help you do that.
Yeah.
But just because you have an AdWords campaign does not mean you have the funnel for people to be landing.
Right.
So they're just falling through the floor there. Well, and back to my planner box, that's where I'm spending a lot of my mind is in the garden. But back to that idea is like, hey, I don't just plant my tomato plant and all of a sudden have tomatoes, right? You got to water it and watch it grow. So, and that's obviously happening over time. Um, so, okay, we have these strategies in place. We introduce our clients to this wide world of digital marketing. What's your advice to businesses that are feeling overwhelmed by digital marketing?
Yes. For those who are feeling overwhelmed and they want to be able to solve that. So like there's two paths. One is to be able to like you can delegate it out, and I think that is helpful. But
Mhm,
even if
mhm.
that is your choice to be able to get it off your plate because it is overwhelming, I think it's still important to do my other suggestion, which is learn more about it.
Yeah.
Because you, in order to be circumvent that overwhelm and to delegate properly, you got to know at least the foundations of what you're doing to make sure that you can have conversations with the people who are doing your marketing, or you're able to better empower yourself to do the steps that are necessary, or
Mhm,
be able to choose the right strategies. For example, I work with a lot of starting small businesses as well as scaling small businesses. But the starting small businesses will come to me and they know they need to market, and that's
mhm.
it. And so they go and meet with all these agencies, and every agency will tell them a different strategy. They'll tell them,
Sure.
oh, you need social, or oh, you need email, or oh, you need SEO, or oh, you need ads, or oh, you need branding. And so, like, all of these things. And then it is the business owner ultimately who has to decide which
Right.
do I go with and what is going to help me. So having that good foundation of just learning more, being curious about it, going and doing that research, finding a good podcast to listen to learn more about it, being able to network in people in your industry to figure out what has worked well for them and what good tactics that they work in, to be able
Mhm.
to just understand what they need to know, what they need to look out for, and what is going to be ultimately beneficial to them in the long run to help them grow. So I don't think you can ever go wrong with learning more. It's intimidating because there's so much to it.
Yeah.
But finding a good newsletter to subscribe to, finding however you love to
Yeah.
learn, read a book, watch a YouTube channel,
Yep.
just have that be part of your business education and see what happens, see what sparks from that.
I love that. I love that. There's no one way. Remember there was this ad campaign, speaking of which, there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's, right? There's so many ways that you can consume this stuff. I mean, really, you've got to dive in and find what niche works for you and your business. Like, there's no right or wrong way, but I've seen your work, and I do think the precipice and the kind of the framework is really great branding, which you have a lot of great stuff going on in your marketing campaigns. So I got to ask, How do you define success for your marketing campaigns?
Oh, I love that question.
Mhm.
I I think of success in a lot of different ways because it is my name and it is my brand. And so I've thought a lot about that and what that kind of means to me.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sharing your
first,
website as we talk here. So,
yeah. So, first and foremost, like success from a very big perspective
uh-huh,
is completely different from person to person. What my version of success is different from your version of success. Success
uh-huh.
can mean being able to grow your business to the point where you can sell it.
Yeah.
Success for somebody else might mean I can grow my business where I have enough clients where I can still pick up my kids at 3 and take the
Yep.
summer off. And that's it. I don't want to have employees. I don't want to grow. I just want it to be able to serve me. And that's success for them. So success means something different for a little bit of everybody. And the same goes for marketing campaigns as well of
Mhm,
what is the end result? What are the goals that we want to have? And that's
mhm.
why I love to have those business life discussions with people like my clients is what do you want to have happen? Do you want to be able to go hire 3 more people? Do you want to go expand
It
into another city? Do you want to
Yeah.
go and just be busy and fill your books for,
Love it.
every week? You just want to be content with where you are because whether you want to grow or you want to stay consistent is two very different goals to be able to go do. But ultimately, at the end of the day, when it's applied to marketing, success, I think, means achieving those goals of what people set, usually in the form of ROI, right? Dollars in their
Yeah.
pocket. That's what we want to do. So even things like cost per click for ad strategy or even website traffic, those things are all a little bit vanity metrics of what we want to be able to accomplish because at the end of the day we need to make sure that you have money in the bank to be able to go and do what you want to do. So how can our
Yeah.
marketing strategy be able to help you accomplish your goals? What steps do we need to take? What strategies do we need to go on? And what kind of things do we need to put in place to be able to measure that success? What are some key leading indicators? Things like if we're doing an SEO campaign, well, keywords ranked and traffic are those key indicators that we are on our way to success. That's not necessarily what we like. We want those to translate into conversions and leads, and therefore want those conversions and leads to turn into dollars. So it's kind
Mhm.
of that stair step method, but it all starts with the end in mind. What do we want to have us? What do we want to see accomplished? What does success mean to you? And how do we work backwards to create a plan to get there?
I love that, and I love what you said right there about vanity. Some of these things are just flash, and yeah, it's great to have clicks and impressions and all that stuff. But to quote Mr. Jerry Maguire, and to date myself too, show me the money. And like, I think these numbers that are adding up right here, pages optimized, websites launched, keywords, etc. This is you showing the data and putting your money where your mouth is. And so I think that's fantastic. And I love your insights here. So, yeah, we kind of talked a little bit about this, but how do you tailor marketing strategies for different industries, local or otherwise? Like, what do you do? I mean, there's obviously no one size fits all, but what's kind of like your method? How do you go about that?
Yeah, I love that. So it of course, as you know, is different for every industry. Not one marketing SEO is not going to work for everybody. Even
Mhm.
though I love it to death, it does not work because
Right.
it
Yeah.
requires one thing, and that is demand
Yeah.
and
Spoiler
public
alert.
awareness that the thing exists. So, and it has to be able to have that kind of urgency in it. So, I like to ask one question because I teach marketing strategy a lot too. I teach it to a nonprofit of entrepreneurs and be able to go and
Oh.
help people build businesses. And so I ask them to think about this one question.
Mhm.
Does your customer know that they need you? Without a shadow of a doubt, do they have that that pit in their stomach of like, oh my gosh, I need this in my life? 100%. So if your roof is leaking and you are getting rained on in a storm, you know without a shadow of a doubt that you need a roofing company. And
Mhm.
so where do you go to find a roofer? Do you
Yeah.
hop on Instagram to go find your roofing company in the middle of a storm? Probably not. You go and find a search engine to be able to go and ask that question and get the immediate answer that you need to solve
Mhm.
your problem.
Mhm.
On the offhand side, do you know that you need a handbag?
Mhm.
Probably not.
I never thought of that myself.
Right? I don't think anybody ever thinks I need a hand, I need a purse, or I need a
Right.
backpack. Like,
Right, right, right.
so in that case, in that circumstance, people may be searching it, absolutely, for those people who do know they need it and have that desire,
Mhm.
but sometimes they want to be surprised with it. And if you get an ad on Facebook or wherever you choose to scroll of
There
all
you
of
go.
these great handcrafted handbags that are made in America and like have all
Right.
these cool things and look at all the pockets,
Yeah.
that's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I need that, but now I do. Now I need that in my life. So I'm going to
Nice.
go and do that.
Well
So
stated. Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
can think of that like diagram in your mind of, yes, my customers know they need me, well, then search engine optimization and paid ads, anything a search engine marketing is a really good tactic to be able to go do. If the answer is no, things like social media, email marketing, traditional TV, radio, boots on the ground, all of those strategies might work as well, because you need to teach people demand. You need to
Mhm.
educate them. You need to surprise and delight them and be able to show up in their everyday lives.
Nice, nice. I think that's so well stated, and I love the way you described how you cultivate the campaign. Surprising them with the handbag, or hey, I need a roof. Like, my roof's leaking now. Like, dude, I got to do this, or I'm having a home inspection, or insurance agent said I need a roof, so I got to find a roofer. That's so good. And identifying your point of sale is perfect. So I got to ask then, what's one small business success story that you're especially proud of that you've delivered in these campaign promises?
Yeah, I love that. Well, one of
Yeah.
my favorite stories, and it happened very early on in my business, was
Oh, yeah.
we were working for a hardwood flooring company. And
Okay.
so it was one of the people that I met at my networking event. So this was probably year one in the phase of succeeding small.
Hmm.
And when we were talking and going through our campaign and everything that we were doing, he was talking about how every winter season
Hmm.
is so hard. Every January, he questions whether he needs to just give up and get a job because he doesn't have anything on the books.
Hmm.
Holidays are expensive and it is just slow and dead and the phones aren't ringing and it's a really hard time. And this is so common for all of the trades. Winter is just rough.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
that is the journey that he went through every single year. Have a couple slow months, questioning his life choices, and
Oof.
then hoping that spring comes soon and his phone will start ringing. And
Right.
so that's his experience. And so what we ended up doing for him, we did everything. We built him a website, we did his branding, we did search engine optimization and a pay-per-click campaign, and just opened up the floodgates of being able to like just get his phone ringing and see what needs to happen. So he came up to me
Uh-huh.
the week before Christmas and he said that this is the first year that I haven't had to think about quitting.
Oh,
My books are filled out for the next 2 months. I have jobs all winter and
aw.
I I can do this. I can have my business. And like that was just the coolest thing for me of like what I was able to do. I yes, I love marketing and I love the things and love the craft and art of it, but I love that the most of people being able to live their passion and be able to not have to give up on their dreams and to be able to provide for their families and know that like I can do this, that there is demand for what I'm doing and I'm able to go find success and do what I need to do. So that made it all worth it. That fuels
Man.
me every morning and is what keeps me going today. So
Oh man, that warmed my heart like a hearty bowl of Campbell's soup. It's so true. We're in the business of helping humans. And when you do that, obviously we do this for money. I mean, spoiler alert, people, we do this for money. But when we help a fellow human out and like give them peace of mind about what they do, it makes us so full inside. You mentioned a bit earlier that you're part of a non or that you contribute to a nonprofit organization or you mentor some people. Can we plug that?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. It's called the Thrive Network, and
Okay.
it is here in Colorado Springs. It is an entrepreneurial incubator program. So say that 5 times fast.
Oh, well, I don't even
But
know what you said. No, I'm just kidding.
yes, it's it's a really wonderful organization. So it specifically targets the underserved population where entrepreneurship is really hard to do, both from a resource standpoint of like not being able to do what you need to do or not being able to be funded or have the resources that you need to be able to go do it. So it's free to be able to join. So all of these entrepreneurs who just have a dream or a thought or maybe an established business will come and do this program, and it's several months long, several courses that go into it, but it teaches them everything they need to know. So they walk out with a business plan. They learn finances and HR and systems and processes and technology and marketing and all of
Hmm.
these things that they need to be able to go and have a successful, thriving business. So it's a wonderful organization. I've been a part of it for several years now, which is really fun. It's my favorite thing to do is go teach at Thrive. That's the
Nice.
highlight of my year. But what
Nice.
comes out of it, there's usually about 25 to 30 entrepreneurs that graduate and get to go and have businesses and be able to go and do the thing. And it's so cool to see.
Yeah, yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. So it's the Thrive Marketing Group?
No, it's
Uh,
called the Thrive Networks.
the Thrive Networks, excuse me.
Yes.
Okay. And their website is thethrivenetworks.com. I don't know.
Let's
Google
find
it.
out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, anyway. Um, well,
Yeah.
cool.
TheThriveNetworks.org is the website.
Thethrivenetworks.org. Everyone go check that out. That's a well worthwhile event, and I'll plug that in the description here. Well, unfortunately, we're running out of time, and we will sign off for now. But real quick, looking back, what early mistakes would you advise young entrepreneurs of the Thrive Networks against? Can you do it in 60 seconds? I don't know.
I can.
Yeah, yeah.
Progress over perfection. If you
Oh,
spend so much time trying to get it perfect and be planned and be prepared and just want to achieve that perfect thing before you go and do that,
mhm.
just go do. Just go
Yeah.
have life be your teacher and be able to go try it and experiment. Every experience is a chance for you to learn something. And so you're never going to know if you sit behind a piece of paper and constantly are planning and mapping it out without taking action. So even if you're scared, do it. Even if you don't feel prepared, do it. Go and see what happens and be able to go and find the version of success for yourself.
Beautiful. Well, yeah, like I said, we are out of time, but we'll leave it at that for now. Thank you so much, Madeline, with Succeeding Small. My sign off here is we're trending upward, Colorado Springs. And so we'll leave it at that. Great to meet you, Madeline. Thank you for your time here. And yeah, have a blessed day, have a blessed weekend, and have fun with your daughter at the zoo.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yep, thank you so much, and be well. Be sure to visit succeedingsmall.co and check out the Succeeding Small podcast.